Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Get Ready With Me video, which seems to be the only thing that I'm able to do consistently on my channel, as well as anti-hauls, so I apologize for that, but at least in some way I'm consistent. As I keep saying in basically every Get Ready With Me that I've been doing recently, I have just been absolutely love doing these. It's just a nice, great way for me to be able to get on camera and talk without being like super pressed about it being like a super like structured video. I can just get on here and talk about a topic while futzing with my makeup. So here we are with that today, and today we're going to address another topic in the whole like shopping addiction series thing that I talk about on my channel. If y'all are not familiar with that series, I will leave correlating videos down below so you can get all kinds of caught up on that hot mess. But today I'm actually going to be talking about things that I have like tried to use to help me with like shopping addiction, things that have actually helped. You know, I believe I did a video that was like how I'm coping now, what I'm doing to cope with it. So this is kind of like a burp squad. This is just kind of like a recap, a comeback, and let's talk about those things that I said I was going to try, like signing from emails, avoiding sites, unsubscribing, you know, not following on Instagram, all that sort of jazz. We can get into that. Play with some makeup, so let's have some fun. Okay, so for those of y'all who are new to this, hi, my name is Soraya. I have a shopping addiction. I love spending money I don't have on things I don't need. I have addressed this a myriad of times on my channel, talking about kind of like how it's problematic, my issues with it, how I'm dealing with it and everything like that, and how YouTube kind of perpetuates, I mean, YouTube definitely perpetuates shopping addictions, but you know, certain communities and the way our consumerism is nowadays, kind of just giving my own personal insight from my own experience. And I really do, probably one of my favorite things, kind of like messages to get when someone is like, oh, I just saw this video on your shopping addiction and I'm getting help now, and I'm like, that is probably one of the best things to ever get on my channel. It makes me feel so good that I've like done something like good with my platform, so to say. So obviously I've talked about these things in depth on my channel, and I kind of wanted to just, you know, give a little update and give a little talking about the things that have worked for me to kind of combat the whole desire to buy everything and all the time. Talk about some of those things that have been helping for me, and maybe it will help some of y'all. Currently using the ABH Grand Pro 3, which could go great or bad. What I have learned with the Grand Pros is either it goes really good or not so well. Like it'll be like, it's amazing. And then another time I'll use it and it'll be like, I am the most patchy, unblendable eyeshadow you have ever used in your entire life. So hoping today that it goes the better of the two. I do have another video I would like to film after this. So hopefully it wants to cooperate, because one thing I find with the ABH ones is you can lay the pigment down, but then when you go to like blend it, it'll like kind of blend it away on some shades. But let's start with one of the more obvious sort of coping mechanisms that I did. Is kind of a very obvious thing that would help my situation, and that is unsubscribing from emailing lists. And sometimes you have to be pretty stinking hyper vigilant with this, because they come up with all kinds of sneaky ways to get you back. I swear, if you even like so much as look at the site after you've unsubscribed from an email, you get an email like, what was it? I think I was on Killstar or something like that, because y'all know that I try to link, you know, what I'm wearing, my jewelry and stuff like that, and oftentimes what I'm wearing is from Killstar. That big hat that I love is from Killstar, right? And so I'll go and I'll link it, and then like 2 hours later I'll get an email that's like, hey, saw you checking something out. And I'm over here just like, I literally went on the site just to like, I already had that. I already bought it. That's why I'm linking it. Leave me alone. Because they can get pretty, emails are they're just like a bombarding technique. They're like, if we send them 20 in one day, eventually they're going to click one and they're going to come to the site and they're going to buy something. And I honestly really, really hate that. So I have unsubscribed from quite a lot of emails and stuff like that, especially from sites that I know I'm not going to be purchasing from in 2021, you know. And, you know, there's some sites, like I unsubscribed from basically every beauty site I've ever bought from. You know, I unsubscribed from Melt, from KVD, from Anastasia, all the single makeup places that I purchased from, I had to unsubscribe from, especially, oh my goodness, the clothing ones. I would get like, because I shopped at Boohoo, Shein, Nasty Gal, a lot of those fast fashion places that I'm trying not to buy from now, but they were the worst, absolute worst. All the time sending you emails, new pieces in today, and this, and new thing this, and new thing that. You couldn't keep up with it. So unsubscribing has definitely, how am I going to do this? I think I need my thing. I figured since it had a mirror, we would have to be okay. We'd be okay, but I guess we're just gonna kind of go in a little bit. I got it balanced on my leg here. But no, the emails and everything, and sometimes you have to, because like I unsubscribed from Killstar, but then I made a little bitty baby order, and then you have to, that's one thing that I hate. I understand they have to give you, you know, like confirmation and everything like that, but I hate the fact that on so many sites, you have to put your email in order to order from there. And it's like, can I just, I give you money, you give me the thing. You don't need to cut. It's okay. I will come to you. Should I have the desire? You don't need to come to me. I will come to you. But I know it has to do with the ordering and everything like that, and they need to be able to contact you if anything's wrong with your order and everything like that. So I understand, but it still doesn't make every time they send you an email about unsubscribe from Toothpaste, and they're always sending you this like, ooh, friends and family sale, 15% off, buy 2, get 1,000 free. You know, it's just this absolutely chaotic email bombing that just, So being unsubscribed from emails has actually really, really helped me in that department. So that is something that I've tried that's actually worked. Something else I tried that was a little bit more painful, it was kind of sad, is there were quite a few groups, Burp Squad, quite a few groups on like Facebook for like alternative fashion subculture people. They had one that was just straight up dedicated to people buying from Killstar. They had one that was dedicated to just people who were alternative. You know, it wasn't just dedicated to Killstar, you know, and I was a part of those Facebook pages, and I loved it because within those, I was looking for like-minded people. I was like, I want to be friends and connect with people who like the same things that I do. And so in that sense, it was really, really good. It was really, really nice to be around people who like the same sort of things that you do, so you could talk about them. However, on that flip side is you have people constantly talking about things, constantly talking about new things. Like this was really bad, especially for the Killstar one, because I love Killstar. I love their designs. I love their clothes. I think the quality, well, for the majority of pieces, I bought a lot of Killstar, and some of it hasn't quite been up to the price point, but you know, a lot of it I do absolutely love. And so what the group did actually is you'd had people coming on there and being like, oh, well, you know, I did this haul, and they always knew about new releases, like with the creatures and with the clothes. So everyone was posting about, you know, new this gonna drop and this is gonna drop, and I was like, yeah. I was constantly surrounded by information about, you know, clothing I wanted to buy. And so I would be constantly bombarded with these impulses and with all of this just like temptation to purchase, because like I said, everyone would always, there would be like, and this is a big group too, so there was multiple posts every single day, people commenting, you know, on when the next new thing was going to come out, and it was just an environment that like was bred for making me want to spend money. And that isn't a good environment you want to be in when, you know, you're trying to not spend money. And so it was sad, but I just had to make that decision to just click out of it and not go back. It was sad because I really liked the people that I met, and I really liked, you know, being able to talk about, ooh, do you like this new collection? Does it make your little heart go pity pat? But at the same time, it was so difficult to be, I mean, it was probably one of the worst environments I could have put myself into, because not only are you surrounded by like all the new stuff and you're seeing all the different things, but you're also surrounded by people who are buying said new things, which is like encouraging you to buy new things. I forgot I didn't pull you all in a little bit closer here, but yeah, you know, that one was sad, but I had to do it for just my own. I unsubscribed from the Killstar one. I unsubscribed from the alternative fashion anonymous one. It was just, it makes me sad, but I had to do it, you know? It's the price of, you know, it's like, okay, am I around like-minded people who are encouraging me to spend money so that I potentially go bankrupt? You know, it's like, what's worth it more? I actually need to start doing some, I don't know, maybe some fashion-y videos on here, like trying to maybe do some, you know how like I've got the makeup rotation and everything going? Bird Squad. It's because I'm filming this somewhat early in the morning and I have chugged tea and water and Monster already, so that's why I'm a little bit irpy today. But, you know, maybe do a, like, when I actually have my clothes. I'm in Tennessee. We're going to be going back to Virginia soon. Might even be there by the time this video goes up, but do like a clothing rotation where I'm like, look, these are the things I'm pulling out for this month, and specifically wear those things rather than just kind of doing the same thing I've been doing with my makeup, where I was just like, all right, we'll just do this today, even though it's the same thing I've done for the past, you know, month. So let me know if that's something that y'all would be interested in. I'm going to be just doing all kinds of varying content as I get the podcast, everything ready for the podcast. That'll probably be happening when I go back to Virginia. And we're just having fun trying to film all kinds of content and stuff like that. This is turning out pretty nicely. Kind of basic, but you know, basic isn't the end of the world, I suppose. And this is actually one of the palettes here. I'm going to be doing a video that's doing a palette, I don't know, picking out palettes for every month that I go through. Eventually I'll be doing, what are they called? Monthly shop my stashes when I get all my makeup together in one place again. I will be continuing to do those. Also, another thing that has helped me with not focusing on, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in that video where it was like, how I'm coping. And one thing that has really helped me is finding activities to do with your friends that aren't focused on shopping, you know? Activities that don't involve going out and about to the shops, as it were. So, you know, because oftentimes me and my best friend Morgan, what we like to do, she and I have a lot of the same interests, and she and I would be like, let's go to Books A Million, let's go to the mall, let's go to Hot Topic and everything like that. Let's go to GameStop. So it's going to be, you know, finding activities that either don't involve going to those like trigger hotspots for spending money, you know, or finding things that you can do on a budget, you know, instead of going out, stay home, instead of, you know, ordering takeout, you know, learn to make your own. That's been really important as well. One thing that's also been helping me that's less of like an activity and more of just what I'm doing on my day-to-day. And y'all probably know that, but that is, you know, using what I have, finding what I love, not spending as much, you know, doing throwback things here, talking about, you know, shop my stashes, really getting use out of the makeup that I have instead of constantly wanting to buy new stuff. And obviously one thing that has helped work, at least in the makeup part here, we did talk about in my other Get Ready With Me, talking about shopping addiction, where I kind of took that energy and put it into something else. So we're working on just not having that energy and having it be a lot less prevalent in my life. Did my eyeliner off camera because I am a coward, and oh boy, did it turn out different than I intended it to. But 9 times out of 10, that's what happens with me and my eyeliner and my lips. As much as I despise doing liner, you all know doing over my lips. Ugh. Cannot get a straight line to save my life. Okay, so another thing that has helped me with this whole shopping addiction situation is I am really taking stock of what I have. This low buy whole thing, obviously I'm doing the low buy, and that's a very significant part of, you know, my shopping addiction, trying to literally take control of how much I'm spending on stuff that I don't need. You will have noticed that there are a whole lot whoo, now we just sneeze squad. But it's just been really important for me to really try to take a real hold and a real stock of what I have, which is partly why I haven't been like buying nearly. Like I haven't bought hardly, I mean, definitely compared to what I did last year and the year before that, I have bought like diddly, which makes me super happy. I only bought one thing during the Sephora VIB 20% off sale because I'm still rouge. Now I'm not going to be rouge in 2022, but you know, it's a start. It's a step in the right direction. And so like, I can't remember, I think I Snapchatted about it, but a little while ago I was like, I can't remember, I was just sorting through my makeup and getting ready for like a day of filming. And I opened the drawer with all my foundations in it and I was like, I always lose kind of like the idea of how many foundations I actually have, because almost 10 times out of 10 I'm using this one. And so I just opened up the foundation drawer and I was like, ugh, I'm so glad that every time I see that, I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't buy, you know, that whatever new foundation. One of y'all asked if I was going to get the KVD Good Apple foundation, and I was just like, I'm so good. I am so good on foundation. And quite honestly, I'm so good on basically any makeup. But the foundations was a pretty great moment because I went over to my mom and I was just like, I looked in that and I was like, I just felt so grateful for all the foundations I haven't bought, because I have, before I came out here, we went back to Virginia for a little bit, and I went through and I decluttered some of my backup makeup and stuff like that. And I was going through, I've got like 5 new foundations that I haven't even opened and tested yet. So I am honestly so good when it comes to foundation right now. I'm just beyond, I'm just like, I don't need it. I'm not gonna buy it. And that's the way I'm trying to get with all my makeup, because I don't want to just become a channel that's like, well, I'm never gonna buy makeup again. Because I love makeup. It's part of my artistic expression. Finding good, you know, colors and formulations makes me happy. So I don't want to be all like, well, I'm never buying makeup again. Because I'm going to buy makeup again. And because it's something that I fully enjoy. But I just don't want to be buying it out of the blue. You know, I really have to budget and think about what I'm going to buy. I can't just be like, well, I'm going to buy this. No, it's gotta be calculated. And so when it comes to like foundations and powders, I mean, I probably, you know, unless they like go like bad, I probably don't have to buy another powder for like 5 years. So really actually taking stock of what I have has been really helpful in just reminding myself how much I have. And I need to take these techniques that I've learned with makeup and I need to apply them to other avenues of my life and spending. You know, and I want to learn to find out, because I'm going to be looking into getting therapy, more therapy. I mean, I've had therapy, but to getting another therapist and kind of maybe working on some of those issues that I have, because, you know, I want to be able to figure out, why am I like this? I know I've got the, you know, I've got the bipolar, I've got the OCD. Those are always all kinds of fun and dandy, but I want to figure out, like, why do I have that impulse? Because I mean, you guys have heard me joke that I don't have a hypothalamus, because the hypothalamus is what controls, part of what controls your impulse control, because I have no impulse control. It's just gone, not there. I don't think I've ever really had like good impulse control. Like, I think all my life I've been kind of like, ah! I just don't think. I mean, my mom and I were talking in the car and she was like, "You're not stupid. You've just done some really dumb things." I'm like, "I know, I'm so sorry." Because I was a handful as a teenager and a young adult. I was definitely a late bloomer when it came to like growing up and becoming an adult. That's me. It's funny though, I've gone down the rabbit hole of TikTok. I do plan on doing videos for that, so if you want, I will leave that down below with all my other social medias. But I saw a gal on TikTok do her powder like this, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the real way you're supposed to do powder, isn't it? Isn't that the fancy actual way you do powder? I have no idea. I may like to pretend I'm a bougie makeup person, but the reality is I'm not. I love powder, don't get me wrong, but that shiz be going everywhere. I've got two different blush here. Got this one from Kylie. Might be a little too rosy. Then this one from Becca. Yeah, I guess. I mean, all we can do is try it and see. This is Becca in Flower Child. I realized I was just like, oh, my Becca products. And now that they're like going under, I'm like, I need to use these things because they're just, you know, they're not going to be here. Debbie. I'm looking a little bit dry today. Not entirely sure why. I've been trying to drink a lot of water for that complexion. Y'all know that skincare important to me. Ooh, buddy. I think that looks okay. It would look okay if I weren't, you know, hideously, disgustingly oversaturated. I hate that so much. Also, I deleted the Sephora and the Ulta apps off my phone. The apps were just way too stinking easy. I'm like, all right, I have nothing to do. I click the app and I'm just scrolling through and looking at all this makeup I shouldn't be looking at. So that has helped. It's also made like because getting rid of the apps makes it a little bit more difficult for me to, you know, like to do, you know. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right. I guess I have to do a little bit more work now than just being like, I'm clicking on the app and that's it. So that has helped. Just really trying to cut down my general access to everything, because I want to get better. I really do. It's like, I just want to be at the point where I can be like, oh, if I'll see a palette maybe once a month and be like, oh, that's nice. I can afford to buy that, you know, that one palette, or, you know, something, you know, just like one thing from Killstar or something. Be like, I want to buy that one thing, you know, to be able to have that kind of income and not always being like, well, if I buy one thing, I have to buy everything, because that's oftentimes my problem. But it's been a journey and we have been getting there, so I can't really complain. It's just really developing those good coping mechanisms that, like, it's just a little bit, like, I don't know if funny is the right word, but I've had, like I said, I've had bad coping mechanisms just about all my life, as well as, bad coping mechanisms, as well as bad coping mechanisms with a lot of different aspects of my life. Like, I spent too much money. I rub my eyebrow until it like bleeds and creates this, you know, I got all these different things that come up as these, you had better not be getting hard pan. Probably because I've got sweat on my nose. I'm going to take a piece of tape to you later. Oh, it's so pretty. I always forget. This is the Ciate London Glitter and Glow. Are these the Glitter and Glow? No, these are the what? Oh, these are the Glow 2 highlighters, I think. And I love them. They're amazing. have almost every color in them. They're just really smooth. If you're concerned about a highlighter picking up texture, would highly recommend this one. It just really glides on the skin and looks so pretty, so beautiful. It can be natural and delicate, or if you want to build that shiz up, it can go ka-cha-cha-cha-cha. I mean, look at my beautiful little, I wish I could do the little bunny thing, like, you know, make my nose move. I'm weird. It's beautifully smooth. I would say I would put this like formula up there with like Ofra, which is one of my favorite beautiful smoothie smooth amazing formula. I have them in multiple colors. They've got all kinds of, for deep, dark, beautiful, everything like that. Oh, I just looks so nice. See, like, stop. See, it's just so shimmy shiny. Let's see here. For my lips, we've got the ever so popular Zaya liquid lipstick from Luna Beauty. I do have my shiz linked down below when I do these. I think I'm gonna try this off camera because you all know how that goes. Not gonna lie, I absolutely adore his liquid lipsticks. I love the applicator so much because it's so soft but firm, and you can really get some good like detail, like some good nice thin crisp lines on your lips, because if there's something I struggle with, it's definitely that. But this is my completed face. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do just enjoy doing these videos, even if they seem kind of to strangely maybe taper off at the end. You know, they might be a little, not sure where that direction is going, but I still really enjoy doing these. Definitely let me know what you think about these videos and talk about, you know, the topic that I talked about down below. I enjoy doing these. I really hope you guys enjoy watching them. But thank you, especially to all of those of you who did watch. I love you. And as always, keep it real. Mwah!